Welcome to Emma Sky Ace. Oh.
Now, Emma, you'll get your chance later, and then Edgeworth will take it, but you'll get your chance
yes,
later.
she will.
Sure.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the... would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss... The other Miss Sky, sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold.
First the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger.
Will that thing ever leave us alone?
This
No,
is
it
starting to
won't.
sound like a bad comic book plot.
No, that thing will never leave us
I tell you a question.
Yes.
Question. Who's more scary, Blue Badger or Hungramps?
Hungramps, honestly. As I told, I don't find this blue badger particularly scary, not even as a puppet thing.
Hungramps is nothing. Hungorge is the nightmare fuel guy.
I panicked and rushed toward both of them because I'm kind of dumb. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I said, that's not a knife.
He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Right, look, it's Shadow. Is it coming out of the shadows? That's ironic, folks.
This is certainly most unusual. I'm refrained from making bad Sonic jokes in my courtroom.
Objection! Try impossible. The head detective of the criminal affairs didn't even design him until this year, so he couldn't have even come out of the shadows.
Plot twist, he's actually a time traveler.
That would mean
Yes.
he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Hold it!
Siri?
Go ahead, Shiro.
Stop. Please don't pursue this any further.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Will you just
Hey, at least
sigh?
she's having a...
Anna!
At least she's got a personality now.
Well, to be fair, she has a reason to do this.
What's the
Yeah.
meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
This is most unorthodox.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime.
You're doing
Bitch.
this shit again.
Bitch, we don't care.
Yeah, we'll just find you guilty of
Here, damn it.
insanity.
Denied, sit down.
Never! Why can't you just leave it at that?
Because
Obstruction
this is
of
a trial.
justice.
Can't do anything and anything, and that's the proposal of the cause of justice, so you're fired.
Because Phoenix right, therefore you're wrong.
Allow me to add in my 2 cents, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
I keep reading that as Skype.
Sky.
We've already come this far.
Hey, they stole my name!
It's too late to turn back.
Is it now?
Silence.
You're fired.
Seems like Simon Blackwell, I created the catchphrase before you.
I like to imagine that Simon
you're like
Black...
4 games ahead. You're like four games behind.
No,
We're not at that game yet.
Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
Actually, there's a
Thank
plot
you.
twist. I'd like to imagine that Simon Blackwell is somewhere in the audience at this moment, and that's where he got the inspiration for the quip.
Silence.
Fanfic writers, at your joy.
Da, 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 da.
Now, mind you, this was long before he became a lawyer, so of course.
Don't tell fanfic writers to write.
Oh, come on, Shiroi.
Shiroi.
There are actually some good fanfic writers, so why not?
Shiroi, Jova was the one who'd say, even if I didn't say that, the fanfic writers would still, nothing would stop them. So,
And besides, Shiroi, fanfic writers can be a force for good, too. He seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife.
because he's called Dark.
But as we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Could you excuse me, guys? I gotta eat my Easter egg.
Wait a minute. Maybe that's why he was
know what
able
this-
to come out of the shadows. He's dark.
When that
Hey, Joe,
knocked me down.
Hey, Joe, you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Reminds me of that episode of Seinfeld where Elaine has a new boyfriend called Joel Rifkin.
Oh yeah, that one. That's cool.
All I could think was, I've gotta help Mr. Marshall.
Aw, good intentions.
For those who don't know, for those who don't know, Joel Rifkin was the guy who murdered President Kennedy.
What do you mean, you think?
It all happened so fast, and I was in shock.
Gotta murder fast.
I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur.
Blue blur.
In a matter of just a few seconds, Miss Sky
The
was almost
non-existent blue
murdered,
blur on his 25th anniversary.
and she saw murder take place. A little disorientation is only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall.
Stab.
I knew I had to stop the man with the knife, even though I was only a little kid.
Well, you were a kid. What else could you do?
Well, we have points for bravery.
What
Yeah.
you did was very brave, young girl.
Yeah. Thank you, Judge. See,
So,
Judge agrees.
what
with me.
happened next?
Mm-hmm. Hold it!
She was
Are
obviously
you
pretty
sure about this?
Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here.
You know, I have to wonder. With he sweats so much, Phoenix. I mean, that I'm surprised he hasn't died of dehydration.
Everyone sweats so much in this universe.
He's likely Evan.
Maybe all the sweating is recycled. And that was just this year.
Well, this is the future.
What
after
would you
all.
use recycled sweat for? my guy?
Actually, Shiroi, there's an entire franchise called Dune that explains kind of like this.
I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere.
And now we know where she saw.
Now I finally remember.
Could you imagine?
Brother, just
Could
when
you
you
imagine-
thought that thing had caused enough commotion.
Could you imagine that thing? A parent buying that thing to her son, and then every time the child wakes up, the child has to see that thing.
Dun, dun.
Oh, they kind of
I
joke
bet
at
the
that
chief
page.
of police has one in his house or something.
Oh, just wait till a later game. Hold it! His
Blue badge
shadow.
smash.
So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? It kind of reminds me of Sonic now that I think about it.
So,
That's right. But I still remember it. He had
Only
three-
Sonic.exe, though.
Except, one of them has more dignity.
Objection!
Three guesses who.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. Objection! That may well be. But But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation.
Actually, we do.
If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed?
The badge.
Who is
Yeah,
this blue
it
badger
wasn't
really?
the badger, not the badge.
I just might know. The blue badger hadn't even been dreamed up when Emma drew this picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Wright, am I an Ace Attorney 6?
Yes.
Yes, apparently.
Yippee!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago,
Drumroll, please.
there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger.
There you go.
What a coinky dink.
Something that is now sitting in this very room.
What?
Mr. Wright.
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike.
With all due respect.
The vase.
Wait, isn't it pronounced vase?
Oh, please,
Pause.
no. Let's not get into
Take
that.
that!
Jova, what have we told you about this?
The mysterious blue badger was in fact this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
Something.
A vase.
How about this? It's
I
pronounced
believe
neither.
it's some
pronounced
sort of
vase.
jar. That's how you pronounce it. Jar.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright.
Okay, that's a
I
compromise.
like that blue badger.
It pronounces vase because I say so.
Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar.
A dragon jar?
However,
whiskey.
what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
Simple, Judge. Just to turn the right analog stick. Oh, wait, sorry.
I've got to show them the correct angle to look at this from.
What is a right analog stick?
And you got to do it
my
while listening
neck.
to this music.
My head.
And you got to do it while listening to this
Twistity,
music.
twistity, twist.
What? What a
Oh.
fucking coincidence.
Take that!
No, you're 1 pixel off.
Well,
Like,
is this a
You're the
miracle
man,
or
not
what?
accurate.
miracle never happened.
This was the true miracle all along.
Yes.
No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger.
I deny it.
Well, then you'd be just downright insane.
Well,
No.
Mr. Wright, have you
It
realized
can't
what...
be!
Mr. Wright, do you realize which universe you live in?
Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim.
Booyah!
The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this.
Bingo.
Objection! Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains.
Phoenix nominated for an Oscar.
What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything!
He's right.
Or is he? Objection!
But now he is.
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your name's not right.
You see, this changes everything!
Of course.
Indeed. Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? Be
The murder
still
weapon.
my beating heart.
The murder weapon.
The murder weapon.
Random guess. Allow me to take these in turn.
Oh,
At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. Not only that, but she saw it at a very specific angle. Knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Okay, are Phoenix and Edgeworth just completing each other's sentences? Where?
The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant.
Well, Wiz, where do you think the shipping comes from?
Objection! I object to that ship! But the body was found lying
Phoenix and
near Lorna
Edgeworth need to
Sky's
think love
desk.
isn't opened.
Edgeworth, I warn you now, stay away from fanfiction.net.
Objection! Besides, I've
I
already
think
got a
not.
canon ship. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired.
Phoenix,
You see.
remember the whole die for our ship thing on TV tropes?
Those people are insane,
Phoenix.
Liz.
Nobody cares about canon ship.
Anywho, it happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gant's office. Objection! Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body?
Yes, he uses the power of his mind to
From
move
Damon
it.
Gant's office to Lorna Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason.
For the laws.
It wasn't actually him. It was Psycho Mantis. It was Psycho Mantis trolling everybody.
Ahem.
No, he needed
Exactly.
to show his power in some way.
He was bored.
No, it was Silver, the unlucky bastard.
You're sorry, guys. You're all wrong. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Okay, and what reason is that?
Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
Get ready. I finally figured it out.
Oh shit, the power's gone
So
again.
this is why
Yeah.
Lorna tried to stop the trial.
I propose that Mr. Wright pay our electric bills.
Why is it,
What
He
you
that,
can
doesn't
do.
have money for himself.
It's too
why is
late
it that
to
the
quit
light
now,
always
though.
goes out whenever Phoenix is in the deep thinking process?
Part of his mind powers, maybe? I don't know.
It's a
Please.
part of his dramatic performance.
She's,
Yeah.
Of course. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now, tell me, what could have sent the jar flying aside from a bad typo?
That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall?
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more.
Oh, great.
If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
A wall. The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword, and my
Domino effect.
and Prince might
Yes.
probably have deafened everyone with his terrible screaming voice.
And since the man who was knocked into the armor was holding that, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the prosecutor's award. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
You cannot
Yes.
be serious.
There is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
It was poison gas.
Not quite, Your Honor. A little bit something more direct.
Another possibility?
And no, they aren't endless this time. Of
Oh,
course, the perpetrator
Aw.
would have had no idea, but nonetheless,
sorry, there's no room for bowling for soup in this game.
I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Whack. Ooh. Oh dear. Not pleasant.
So basically, they just had a suit of armor with an incredibly dangerous-looking sword pointing like that, and nobody thought that would be dangerous.
Yeah.
You mean
Health and safety is really
Mr.
shit in
Marshall
this
died.
universe.
because of me?
Hell, you don't even have to have the sword there. You could just replace it with
Oh.
like a sword made of, I don't know, plastic or something.
And now she's scarred for
Christ.
life.
Oh, she literally passed away.
Passed out.
She died. The end.
I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
Uh-oh, that last testimony was a doozy.
So it was this who took the victim's life. Okay, she's guilty.
Off with her head.
We're not that barbaric, Shiroi.
And then proved so with her own testimony. Well, can I end the trial here? This is unprecedented.
Well, she's a.
Objection! What are you saying?
Truth.
Okay, honestly, granted, I'm not a lawyer, but humor me on this.
Sorry, Miss Scott, but given the circumstances, yes, Pager?
Okay, considering the fact that she's a minor, and the fact that this was, for all intents and purposes, an accident, and the fact that she has literally no record whatsoever, wouldn't the judge be kind of like very lenient with her instead of sending her to jail?
And in her mind, like she genuinely told the truth.
I mean, I don't think Emma would get arrested because of this.
She would get arrested, but she'd only get charged with, like, say, maybe manslaughter. Because
Yeah,
that-
here
that's
in
definitely
Britain,
happened around
she'd
here.
be charged with
But it was an accident, though.
that's
Well,
exactly
that's
what
why it's
manslaughter
manslaughter,
is.
not murder.
There's one thing we established for this universe is that the law is very dickish.
Yeah. And besides, Rachel, that's exactly what manslaughter is over
Slaughter
here.
is.
Accidental murder.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Sherry?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't worry, Lana, nobody does.
If you hope to have everyone believe your insane allegation, I'm afraid you're going to have proof.
Proof.
Weren't you supposed to be, taken
Yeah, she's
away
supposed to be
by the
detained.
baby?
I
Yeah.
think they're asking.
That bailiff
Oh,
sucks at his job.
Ding.
Do you have any confidence that proves my stick killed Neil Marshall?
Evidence?
Yes, Phoenix.
Those are
I'm
things.
willing to bet you don't.
What are you willing to bet exactly?
Hmm.
This
Yes.
stuff.
It certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
I know. We could just allegate that. We could just. Okay.
If we don't have
Right.
evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm
Right.
afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead.
Oh, crud.
My parties are dead.
Oh, we certainly can't get
Sorry,
dead people
Theo,
to
it doesn't work with
testify.
Are you sure about that?
Well,
Well, Phoenix,
Yet.
wait till the 6th. Yeah, yes, yet. Thank you, Jova.
this has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. And a roller coaster of one, too.
Plot twist, those people were never
Oh.
actually dead, so it was just making it up.
Touche, Miss Sky.
Okay, if that happens, then all you guys owe me $5.
Haha, get it?
Of
Touche,
course.
because a sword killed Marshall?
That only leaves us with
Bob.
one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
Wow, we're pulling all of the furies out of our asses today.
I mean, the possibility that the victim had left us a message.
Oh, let me guess. He wrote it with his blood.
For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly.
Maybe?
Because if I was stabbed, my first instinct would be to write the name of the killer in my blood.
Makes sense. Help him
Yes,
get
I
brought to
will write
justice.
clear letters. Eat,
Personally-
and we will figure the rest out.
Yeah. Person I would, yeah,
That's
person I would-
impossible.
Search your feelings on it. You know it to be true.
Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you.
Typical.
A message
It will
from
cost
the
you the
deceased.
entirety of this life bar.
Does such a message exist?
I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind is in the evidence! This message from the deceased. It's already in our possession.
How convenient.
Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
Well, if that's the truth, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's duties to the truth. Besides, you should know all about duties to the truth, you
Do not
hypocrites.
be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse them of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth.
See? See? Edgeworth agrees with me.
And you clearly can't
Precise.
handle it, Miss Guy.
No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, assuming we're all done with telling the accused the fucking obvious, please show us a piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. Is it a spirit medium
Captain
somewhere?
Obvious, the rescue once again.
The badge.
Victim's note. It was the shoe.
I
Now,
think it's the vase again.
That reminds me to a little tidbit
There,
for you. I'm
good,
planning on
Troy.
using
Take
that
that!
tag on Nothing Returns. You know what character I'm going to use it on.
This is that blue badger from before, right? right?
Oh, is he guilty to just speak the killer's name? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name?
Lady, you're not
If
in the
that thing
position to
could,
do
I'm
snark
sure
humor.
it
Sorry.
would.
Let's get the blue badger to testify.
Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar. Oh, Blue
get
Badger,
it.
reveal your secrets to us!
I got it. We would put the blue badger there on the witness stand. He would play a song, and then we would get the professor from Baby Geniuses to decipher the musical interpretation of the song.
Deciphering music from evidence, we kind of already did that in a future game. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away.
Yes, there is a line here. Jordan blood.
And lots
Alright.
of little...
So what's
I'll
that
take a look
say?
at and say that in the original Japanese version revealed a kanji or something.
All right, time
These
to connect the.
dots were once
time to connect-
lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
Drink your Ovaltine.
One that someone apparently wiped away. but blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
Alright, we gotta connect the dots. Yippee!
Precisely
Yippee!
so!
Whoops.
All we need to do is connect these points. And the victim's message will become apparent.
So, is it time for a puzzle?
More or
Dun, dun,
less.
dun.
This reminds me of a puzzle.
Dun,
No.
dun,
No.
Okay, lady, make up your fucking mind.
Mr. Wright.
Like, Jesus.
Mr.
I
Wright!
bet they didn't have any evidence, okay?
What kind of message did the victim leave for us? Excuse me for a moment, I need to blow my nose.
And then in true crossover affection, Leighton says objection and he shows up. Your Honor, I think I can be of assistance and solve this puzzle for you.
But he's not existing right now, so leave it to me. There's only
And the
one
judge
thing
is,
the victim could have written
Lord
given the
knows.
circumstances. The murderer's name. If I arrange this the right way, I could actually make it so that the symbol gamma is
Yippee!
the murderer.
Yippee!
Farts. That's the name.
Yippee!
Farts.
Of course, yes.
I wonder whose name this could be.
Maybe it's
Yippee!
a EMC squared.
Whoops! Yippee! Whoops! Yippee! 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 Yippee!
Pedro's not exaggerating, by the way. That's how
That's how the game is. Trust me.
Which
Watch
game?
the AVGN review of the CDI games.
Which game we talking about?
Actually, I forgot. Go watch his Bible Games. I think it's Bible Games free.
Yeah, it's Bible games. So.
Oh,
Watch
one of
AVGN's
those.
Bible Games free. Then you'll know what I mean. Basically, it's a connect the dots game, and every time you connect the dots successfully, you hear yippee, and every time you fail, you hear whoops. And yes, it's as annoying as you're picking right
Take
now.
that! It's a
Dun,
defense
dun,
attorney's
dun.
duty to protect his client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this.
Not like this.
Emma.
Okay,
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind.
Silence.
You're all scum, the lot of you.
Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life.
Was Emma Sky.
Dun dun dun!
What?
Okay, that's it, case over.
These court sessions aren't fun anymore.
Seaworthy? Can't say I didn't warn you.
where did you come from?
Yeah, right the fuck out of nowhere.
Can't. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What?
We
What
have
are
found
you
the
talking
truth.
about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. Hey, no applying lyrics to my theme to the Portuguese there. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Ach! Yes, Worthy.
You're fired!
Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death.
But he wasn't innocent.
Oh,
At all.
I'll address that, Miss Welsh. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Again, how convenient that this guy
Objection!
never tried to frame more karma for this.
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. Oh, there's a reason for that, Tio. I'm afraid that's not important.
It kind of is,
Didn't you
dipshit.
know, we aren't defenders of justice. What?
What?
You know, for some reason,
We're
I
merely keepers
I don't
of the law.
can't quite put my finger on it, but I think you're evil.
Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge.
If I was the one recording this, I would totally put a Zootopia clip right now. That's really,
Despite
really
what
here.
anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied.
What's going on at the prosecutor's office?
They might have sent an innocent man to his death.
How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault?
Order! 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 Order!
Oh, here we go again. The
Poor
gavel's
judge.
pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no
He didn't
one
declare
knows.
it. He just kind of ran out of the room.
The judge said, "Fuck this, we're doing a recess," and walked out the room.
Oh
He threw
god.
the gavel at the nearest person.
Very well. I will make a recess which will last 10 minutes. Judge, declare recess now.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
Who the hell is spirit channeling you?
Okay, so Emma's the real culprit. Edgeworth is about to lose his job. That's the end of Ace
The judge is
Attorney 1.
lost
What's
his
your
shit.
final thoughts, guys?
We still have one trick up our sleeves, though.
7.8 out of 10. Too much attorneys.
That was a very depressing ending to a really quirky game.
Don't forget,
Yes.
Dwibs, we still have one more ace up our sleeve left to continue the trial.
See you then, everybody.
Alright,
See ya.
see ya.
Yeah.